transformation coach. This is Master Tran, and I'm your life coach for this upcoming transformation for the next 8 weeks. So we're going to do a 60-day transformation this time. But we're doing something a little new this time around. I think it's going to really help everyone out, and it's called Base Camp. Rest, Renew, and Reboot. Now, I got this idea from Sean Phillip, who's a fitness guru to the stars, and also has a great book out there called Strength for Life. So anyways, let's talk a little bit about the base camp and what I expect for the next 6 days. So what I'd like to do is just day one of it is that let's think about rest, renew, and reboot right now. So my first question is, when was the first time you woke up feeling fully rested, eager, energized, and ready to start your day? For some guys, maybe it hasn't been for a long time, you know. And for me, it's been probably since the last time I took my vacation with my wife to Mexico. Otherwise, my mind is on a daily basis. I'm kind of like in a rat race, you know. So that's something that I'm working on. But, you know, the reason why we're doing the base camp here, though, is to get in your body mentally, physically, and spiritually ready for this challenge. A lot of times we enter into a challenge and we're not ready. So, you know, because we become so accustomed to living a fatigued and stressed out life, and really it's become the norm, you know. So we accept it as it is, you know, to wake up early, to go get a coffee. You know, the first thing you wake up when you hear is your alarm clock, and then you take a quick shower, go get a coffee, grab a little piece of toast, and run and go. And a lot of us are accustomed to that lifestyle. Well, base camp's designed to slow everything down and get your mind really ready and your body and spiritually really ready for the challenge that's ahead of you for the next 60 days. Now, you know, since chronic stress is a huge part of our society here, because we keep on running, you know, it's a combination of poor nutrition and a lack of sleep and stress that's put on. It's a recipe for mental, emotional depletion. So, and then eventually one day, you know, you had a sense of urgency. You know what? I have to get healthier. I have to get better at this. I have to overcome, you know, all this that we're talking about right now. So you take on a fitness plan, and then to correct your emotional wreck that you're in right now in your life. So that's where the problem arises, you know. So you enter into a transformation challenge like this, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually exhausted and depleted, and reflect on, and you know, and your body is just emotionally depleted in a state of mind. So unlikely you'll wind up another casualty of this loss of depletion and discipline lifestyle. So you fail the transformation. You know, I have people who did the last transformation, started out strong, and didn't finish the race at all. You know, so I know it wasn't your intention, but know what actually happens is that you fail to prepare. Yes, you fail to prepare. It's not that you fail to close strong. It's that, you know, you fail to start strong. You know, fast and furious, as I always call it. Well, the reality is that intensity demands a lot of you, and from the transformations coming up. So that's why I want to get you mentally prepared for this race. Now, how we can get ourselves in balance? Well, a couple things we're going to talk about in the next 6 days here. But one, you know, in the next 6 days here, there's going to be a lot of intense, 8-week transformation. It's going to be a lot of intense workout coming up here. So we want you get you mentally, physically, and spiritually strong. So by now you may be feeling a draw and a leap of transformation. You know, that means you're excited. You feel this kind of passion at this point, which is terrific. But now is really the time for you to show your patience, right? To make the right step and the right choice. Not the one that looks right, but the one that sets up for success. So, I want you to watch the sign for your body to return to full strength, increased motivation, sleeping better, being free of sugar craving it. And that's how we're going to do here in the next 6 days. I realize this process might seem counterintuitive because it flies by the face of people who like to get things done with our goal setter like myself. I did this several months ago, and it's really challenging to do base camp because it asks you to slow things down, and I'm always on the go and so forth. But I'm asking you to trust me on this one thing. Take one small step back while you begin a bigger step later. You see? So I want you guys to follow me on this guide. I promise that will end up in the next 6 days of base camp. You feel mentally, physically, and spiritually better than you have in years. How are we going to do that? Well, there's a step called the full system reboot. Okay, the full system reboot. There are 5 rules for the 12 days, 6 days of the base camp here. And for one is to eat lean, clean, and green. And each one of these topics we'll talk a little bit more. 2, drink water in abundance. 3, enjoy a minimum of 7 hours of restful sleep each night. 4, relax your muscle of gratitude and positive focus daily. And 5, recharge with the base camp training plan. I'll tell you a little bit about this. So the next podcast, I'm going to tell you more in detail of the 5 rules of the full system reboot. For now, just think about what I said, and I'll leave you with this. For people who embark on, and the reason why we call this base camp is in preparation for people seeking to scale the world's highest summit, which is Mount Everest. So as people prepare to go to summit Mount Everest, they go to what they call the base camp. And that base camp, what do they do? They get acclimated. They get the body to recharge, reboot, and renew. They get the mind, body spiritually ready for this challenge that's ahead of them. They plan it out. They know what's going to happen. They plan out their journey. They write things down. They know where they're headed. So basically, and they relax and they rest. They relax and they rest. Now imagine these people who are summiting Mount Everest just went to Mount Everest, and all of a sudden from there they took off. I guarantee you, most likely they will fail at summiting the peak. So this is what base camp is about. Stay tuned. I'm gonna podcast the 5 rules of base camp in more details. But for now, register on the Transformation Coach Facebook challenge with your before picture and also your goals for the next 60 days. And make sure to follow me on my blog at thetransformationcoachblog.com. Okay? So again, I ask you always to live your life with faith, passion, and purpose. Take care and God bless.